So if you're in your early days of your recovery, there's certain things that help me that might help you. So I just like to talk about them today. One of them is missing your old life can hurt. And it does hurt in the beginning because you're starting your new journey or you're in your journey and a lot of the things that you're doing are unknown. You don't know the outcome and you miss your old life because that was your comfort zone. So you have to somehow deal with your old life. For me, the only thing I really missed in my old life was my drugs and my alcohol because those were my best friends because those got me through the days. And now that I don't have that, sometimes it hurts. I think about those days, but then I also think about what those got me into. The drugs and the alcohol I got into a lot. I had a bad life. It was not good. You know what it's like out there on the streets. It's not good. And it hurts sometimes. So you just sort of work through it. So another one is guilt and another one is shame. And they can get really, really heavy. And you have to remember, first of all, you're not in this alone. You're not doing this alone. There's people around you that are going to help you get through it. And you just have to ask. And sometimes it's really, really hard to ask. Back in the day when we had phones on the wall, we used to have to phone people. And that phone felt like a brick, a heavy, heavy brick that we didn't want to pick up. But you just have to remember that there's hope now. You're not alone, and we're out there to help you. And you can even contact me, and I'll help you. But you're not alone, and it's the shame and the guilt. And within time, you'll learn how to deal with that. Because if at some point in time of your sobriety, you're going to go back and you're going to deal with parts of your past. And that'll be the shame and the guilt. And you have to remember one thing that helped me out. It was the drugs and the alcohol that were controlling me. It wasn't me. Drugs and alcohol took over my life at an early stage. And they were my best friends. So I thought. But those best friends got me into a lot of trouble. So in time, you're going to deal with the shame and you're going to deal with the guilt. But today, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about staying sober. And that's all you have to. And you will work on the other things. You can work on the guilt and the shame down the road. Another one is anger. And it's not good either because for me, I was short tempered. I had a little bit of a temper in the beginning and I got really, really angry at myself. And it wasn't good at times. There's a lot of things that I wanted to do. I was so mad. I thought, it's not worth living and I'm just going to end it all. But you don't do that. You don't think that way. You have to deal with your anger. And that might be going for a walk, might be phoning somebody. It might be just something to you could go outside another way. A friend of mine, when he got angry, he'd take a telephone book. Now, you might not know what they are today, but they're a big, thick book. And when he was angry, he'd take the book and he'd try to rip it. And it was a big book. It's hard to rip it. He didn't want to hurt anybody, so getting a phone book, he would get all his anger out. Another way to get your anger out is go to the gym and work out. Lots of guys do that. I don't go to the gym, but lots of guys go to the gym to work out their anger. And sometimes you're going to feel lost. You might feel lost sometimes. Like, where am I? Like, what's going on? Because you feel lost because you're in a new space. You're on a new journey and you really have no clue what's going on. You just go step by step by step. And you're walking through these unknown doors. Look at the door and it's open. And on the other side, it's going to be something good. But the problem is you have to get through the door and you just have to believe in something, a higher power of some type, whatever you want to believe in, that you can do this. And you just slowly go through the door and you go into your next door and whatever that comes with. And it's normal you want to give up, but don't. There was actually a lot of times in my sobriety that I gave up. I went back out. And what I noticed when I went back out, it got worse coming back. It got worse going out. I can't count on my fingers how many times I went out, but I know every time I went back out drinking, there was a reason. And I think today I can tell you what that reason was, is that you have to admit to yourself that you're powerless over alcohol. And at that time, my life was unmanageable. And every day I get up now and I say to myself, I'm powerless over alcohol. And I know that for a fact. And another thing that helped me this time around. And I never did this time, but this time when I came in, I got on my hands and knees and I wasn't in good shape. And I asked my higher power to take the compulsion of alcohol and drugs out of my system. And I did that for a couple of days. And I haven't had a desire to pick up or drink since. So don't give up on yourself. There's a lot of help out there. And remember, you're not alone. It's very simple. A lot of us think we're alone. There's nobody else out there that has done the things that we have done. And that's wrong. You're not alone. And you have to, you know, get into AA or somewhere and get in with the winners. And we're all there to help you. And it's gonna it's gonna be better tomorrow. You might think, Dave, you're nuts. But it is. It's gonna be better tomorrow. You can't do anything about yesterday, that's gone now. And you can't really do anything about tomorrow because it's not here. You have to just be in to today and just don't give up.